First, we will talk about the location and coverings of the heart, starting with the location of the heart. To understand the location of the heart, let's examine the anterior view of the opened thorax. The heart lies inside the thoracic cavity or the chest cavity, resting on the diaphragm. That is a muscular partition between the thoracic and the abdominal cavity. Within the mediastinum, which is the medial cavity of the thorax. In between the right and left pleural cavities containing the right and left lungs respectively. The heart is not situated in the exact center of the thorax, and approximately 2/3 of the heart lies to the left of the midsternal line. The posterior border, or we can say the backside of the heart, is near the vertebral column, and the anterior border, or front of the heart, is near the sternum or breastbone and costal cartilages. The great vessels are attached to the superior surface of the heart, called the base of the heart. The base of the heart is located at the level of the third costal cartilage, whereas the inferior tip of the heart, called the apex, lies just to the left of the sternum, between the junction of the fourth and fifth ribs near their articulation with the costal cartilages. So this was about the location of the heart. Now, what about the average size of the heart? Well, the heart is a hollow and cone-shaped organ, varying in size. But roughly, it is the size of a man's clenched fist. The average adult heart is about 14 centimeters, or 5 inches, long by 9 centimeters, or 3.5 inches, wide, and it weighs between 8 to 10 ounces in women and between 10 to 12 in men. Here you see the pattern, 3 even numbers, 8, 10, and 12. 8 to 10 in women and 10 to 12 in men. Just a trick to memorize the weight of the heart. After knowing about size and location of the heart, let's learn about the coverings of the heart. The heart is enclosed inside the pericardium, a double-walled sac. Let's have a close look at pericardium. The superficial portion of the pericardium is called fibrous pericardium. That consists of tough, dense connective tissue. It functions to protect the heart and anchor it to surrounding structures. While the inner portion of pericardium, which is composed of a thin and slippery membrane, is called serous pericardium. This serous pericardium is further made of 2 layers. The parietal layer lines the internal surface of the fibrous pericardium, and the visceral layer. This visceral layer is actually the continuation of the parietal layer that turns inferiorly continuing over the surface of the heart. Serous pericardium prevents the heart from overfilling with blood. A slit-like pericardial cavity lies between the parietal and visceral layers. That contains serous fluid, and it mainly provides lubrication to the heart. While you can easily memorize these coverings by a mnemonic, Carly likes peri-peri flavored sauce on pizza very much, where C of Carly can remind you of coverings of the heart. Peri for pericardium, F for fibrous, then S for serous, P for parietal, and V for visceral. Inside the pericardium, there is a complete wall of the heart. If we closely examine the wall of the heart, then we find that it is composed of 3 layers. The outer epicardium, the middle myocardium, both start with M, and the inner endocardium, both sounds in. So it's quite easy to remember. Endo is in, myo is middle, and EP is out. The epicardium is actually the visceral portion of the pericardium on a surface of the heart. Or we can say epicardium is another name for visceral pericardium. It consists of connective tissue and some deep adipose tissue. Then the middle layer, or myocardium, is made mostly of cardiac muscle tissue, and it mainly pumps blood out of the heart chambers. And the inner endocardium is made up of squamous epithelium and connective tissue with many elastic and collagenous fibers. This endocardium lines the chambers of the heart, and even it is continuous with the endothelial lining of the heart's blood vessels.
Explore our extensive library of over 1,800 video lectures to learn about a wide range of topics. Only on sqadia.com.